once again, an opportunity to pass missed for Al Unser Jr. By the way, we've got something very special for you. Next week in the run at Nazareth on ESPN, you're going to see coverage just like you are now. But those of you lucky enough to have ESPN2, well, there we will have primarily on-board coverage throughout the entire run. It's an experiment that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. White flag comes out. Jacques Villeneuve on his way to victory. 2 key passing zones ahead. Will Al Unser Jr. triumph? Al Unser Jr. may not. If he stays there, he has the championship anyway. But let's remember, little Al loves to race and loves most of all to win.
Great shots as they go away from our cameras. You can see both cars off the racetrack over those very dirty rumble strips. But Villeneuve hanging on. He may make history here. The Canadian newspapers may be full of this man tomorrow, but Junior is closer than ever.
2 incredible possibilities here, a championship and a first-time win for a very deserving young man and a team that has worked very hard all year. Another win in the column for the Reynards this year as well. Al Unser Jr. now really moving into where he has but one more chance, and that will come at Canada Corner.
And to satisfy Barry Green, he only has half a perfect lap to do. Look at Al Jr. He's further behind than he was before.
Al Unser Jr. maybe he's set in a position to try to get a little momentum as he runs down through the kink.
If he gets through the kink here, Villeneuve without trouble. Al Jr. is too far behind. He is too far behind unless Villeneuve throws this thing into the bushes.
One critical corner, a lot of careful braking here as Jacques Villeneuve makes that turn. The race could be his. The championship looks like it's little Al's. They make the final set of turns. Coming up to turn 14. A championship and a first-time winner decided as Jacques Villeneuve becomes the 212th driver since 1909 to win an IndyCar race, and Al Unser Jr. takes the championship for Penske Racing.
I think this race is going to be remembered for the terrific return to racing by Firestone, by the terrific performance of Jacques Villeneuve, and never forget that Pac West, in the form of Mauricio Gugelmin in second place, has suddenly entered the ranks of the top team. So a lot of new things have happened in this race that are significant and are going to give shape to the way the season develops.
So working the final lap now. Jacques Villeneuve may in fact have his second IndyCar race wrapped up. Second place may still be in doubt as Gugelmin is still being attacked by Bobby Rahal. There's Pruitt running under in 4th place. Christian Fittipaldi is going to come home with a 5th if he stays where he is. Boycel is 6th, Danner is 7th, Vassar is 8th, 9th is Danny Sullivan, and Brian Herta is 10th right now. None of those positions in contest as we watch the leader.
At that early age, it could be his second IndyCar win.
Boy, is this a future champion of IndyCar? Look how smooth. He knows there's a checkered flag waiting for him, and there it is. The first race of the IndyCar season is done. They celebrate. In Jacques Villeneuve's pits, he has taken his second IndyCar victory. The youngest winner thus far in the history of the race was Troy Rudman. Now, Jacques Villeneuve will be looking at a white flag and one final lap, a final 2.5 miles. An unbelievable run. The story will be told that Jacques Villeneuve went 2 laps down on a penalty and fought his way back to the front of the field, across the South Chute for the final time in front of Bobby Unser.
Going by us, and he's looking really good, Paul. No problems.
Ari Luyendyk staying right there, wants to get in that winner's picture. Jacques Villeneuve on the backstretch.
The magnitude of his achievement. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Back from 2 laps down. Only his second year.
One more turn. The first Canadian on his way to winning the Indianapolis 500. Jacques Villeneuve on the home stretch. And the 79th Indy 500 has been won by Jacques Villeneuve as Ari Luyendyk screams by on the outside. The young Canadian has taken the win. There's second place, Christian Fittipaldi. Third place is Bobby Rahal. Eliseo Salazar finishes in 4th. Robbie Gordon comes across the line in 5th place. And look at the despair of Leslie Goodyear. They'll see the white flag this time. 4 miles to go.
Bobby Rahal, Fernandez, Pruitt, Fittipaldi, all answer the white flag. Christian Fittipaldi.
All in a line here. Scott Pruitt still hangs on to the back of Adrian Fernandez, and there's Christian Fittipaldi, who should have been right up with these leaders, except he lost track position with that fuel stop. And look at Johansson. Johansson running. He is running in 10th. He's in the top 10.
Parker Johnstone, who's off and on, back on, trying to make up, still at the tail end of the leader lap, running 13.
Emerson still running. You saw a quick glance of him running 15. Had that wheel problem earlier. But here's the battle. Can Jack Villeneuve hold off Paul Tracy?
He does seem to be somewhat quicker, though Tracy's been closing under braking. On the final lap, Tracy's trying to stick with him. Get under braking, closes just a bit, but Jack's faster off the corner.
Oh, Jacques kicks up the dust. He has the right side wheels over the curbing.
Looked down for a second, too, as he did that. Now back to that more traditional kind of head slightly cocked to the right as he moves into the kink.
Fastest part of the racetrack. Down between the trees.
Through Thunder Valley, Canada corner now.
Oh, Ribeiro's making a challenge on Vassar. He gets closer.
Ribeiro, Rahal, they close. Coming to the final corner. Unchallenged now. Jack Villeneuve makes that final turn. Tracy drives her deep, but he protects second place as Jack Villeneuve climbs the hill, and he will take the checkered flag at the Texaco Haviland 200, the 4th win of his career, followed by a very heads-up Paul Tracy. Here comes Herta as he makes his move on Michael, and he's got him with 2 laps to go.
But no!
Michael comes back as Herta falters.
But look at Villeneuve.
The white flag comes down. Villeneuve comes in on the charge. The white flag is out. 2 miles to go. 1 lap as Villeneuve moves for the lead.
Anything is possible.
Michael, he comes in. Oh, what a great run.
The greatest race of the year.
So now Jack Villeneuve has picked up the lead. The crowd is on its feet and cheering.
Unbelievable.
Herta tries to play catch-up now.
Just a little dirt to put onto the track.
I think Herta missed a gear. I don't think he's in real mechanical trouble. I think he missed a shift. That's why he dropped suddenly back.
Final set of corners now for these two. Jack Villeneuve has it, but Herta now has the challenge. Can he come up and close on Villeneuve?
This is Villeneuve's canniest race. He's driven great races all year. This is his smartest, most patient, and he will extend his championship.
Quick little straightaway ahead. Jack Villeneuve, and then Brian Herta as Villeneuve screams for the checkered flag. Herta can't catch him. Villeneuve takes the win, taking the lead in the last lap. Brian Herta comes across in second. His teammate Vassar in third. Bobby Rahal in fourth. Jack Villeneuve has scored the victory here on the Burke Lakefront Airport, his 4th of the year and the 5th of his career.
They'll be facing the white flag this time by not since the Cleveland race in 1995 when Jack Villeneuve, currently the Formula One World Driving Champion, took Barry Green's team to victory lane. Has another Team Cool Green driver done it? Right now, this man, Dario Franchitti, has a chance. Now, over the rise come Michael Andretti and Alex Zanardi with 4 miles to go to try to catch Franchitti.
Franchitti turned up the wick a little bit that lap. He was only a second off Michael, but Alex Zanardi was almost 2 seconds quicker than Franchitti and a second quicker than Michael Andretti. He's trying to force this issue and get up and see if they can make something happen on this last lap. Remember, it's 4 miles around.
Michael Andretti, huge tire failure, 5th gear, into the braking zone.
And into the tire wall.
Michael had it. You hear that?
Yes, we did.
Michael just said, just exactly, top of 6th gear, tire blew, coming down shredded. He hit the right side wall, and now he's in the tires. Obviously, you hear him talking, he's okay, but 2.5 miles to go for a 2nd place podium finish. Right rear tire.
How many times have we seen that on the last lap here at Road America? Al Unser Jr.'s engine letting go back in 1996. Michael Andretti was the beneficiary of that incident.
And Michaels had 2 tires let go this year, one for when he was leading a race and now in second place. The person who's going to benefit from this the most is, of course, Christian Fittipaldi, his teammate. Nothing happens there. Will elevate him up to 3rd place and a podium finish.
Alex Zanardi moves to 2nd, barring any possible action by the officials after this race. But right now, it's all about this man, Dario Franchitti, who takes the checkered flag in 1st place for the first time in his kart career. And there is Dario Franchitti, the fastest Scot in the series since the late Jim Clark. White flag, 1 more lap, with his 2nd consecutive victory in Offering. Turn 6 and 7. 7 turns to go for Dario Franchitti. Andretti, Pruitt, and Zanardi remain in that order behind him.
We've seen it a lot with guys like Nigel Mansell. How many F1 races before he won his first one? A lot of times people have said it about Brian Herta. You can say the same about Dario. Once they learn how to win, to get that monkey off their back, it often comes in droves. This team's really clicking. He's been qualifying exceptional all year. Really ran, again, a really smart race today.
The most successful driver for Team Cool Green since Jacques Villeneuve went to the title with them in 1995, winning the Indy 500 along the way. The checkered flags wave. Dario Franchitti picks up career win number 2 at the Molson Indy Vancouver. Now we expect the white flag, we are told by kart officials. 1 lap to go here in Houston. The conditions will just not bear more. We are 94 minutes plus into this race. 31 laps remain, but with lightning and thunder overhead and a threat of more severe weather to come, officials have decided to call this an official race, and it will be the 3rd career win and 3rd of the season for the new Flying Scot, Dario Franchitti. Behind him, Alex Zanardi, who has reset the record for podium finishes. He was 2nd to Brian Herta at Laguna Seca 3 weeks ago. That was his 12th podium finish, a top 3 finish, his 12th in 16 races. Today will make it 13 in 17 races, and that is a new mark, breaking the record of 11 co-held by Bobby Rahal, Al Unser Jr., and Michael Andretti.
I'd like to really give a call to Dario Franchitti in how seasoned he's become in a year. A year ago at Elkhart Lake, he crashed under yellow in the rain. I talked about him last night. He said, I love your announcing, but I didn't like when you ragged on me at Elkhart Lake. I said, you crashed under yellow. What do you want me to say? And he said, you're right. And this shows that, I mean, with everything crumbling around him, WWF action in the pit lane, his teammate bouncing off him, nothing unflappable. Very, very cool customer, terrible condition, brilliant win.
But not a very good card player, according to his teammates.
And Tommy, that sounds like a huge amount of groveling that you're doing after throwing him under the bus last year at Elkhart Lake.
What do you mean? When you crash under yellow, that's hard to explain.
This is
absolutely
true. But he has done a brilliant job under very, very tough conditions. Wet, dry, wet. Again, everything going on. What a great drive.
I did ask him if he had spent any of that bonus money from Elkhart Lake or from Vancouver.
A huge splash as he makes his way through the final puddle and waddles down the front straightaway after a dramatic inaugural Texaco Grand Prix of Houston. Fists in the air for Dario Franchitti as he accepts the checkered flag. To Jan Bikas.
This will be a remarkable run if, in fact, he is able to make it all the way as the white comes out. And if, in fact, he would run out, how far can he coast? And can he coast and still keep everybody back? We've seen some races end exactly that way. Rick Mears, Johnny Rutherford ran to the finish that way. But now, 4th turn. Paul Tracy comes to the line. And look at this. An amazing victory as Paul Tracy takes his 14th career win. And with Tony Kanaan off the edge of the track at pit out. Gary Gerald, can you update it?
Yeah, we talked with him as he was headed back toward the pits. He just said a tire blew. I don't know if it was the front or the rear, but both of them clearly were down on that right-hand side. And boy, I'm still somewhat surprised that car sets there at the end of pit road the way it does, and they're letting him finish this thing up. White flag.
White flag comes out to the leader, Dario Franchitti. Dario and Paul Tracy have never finished 1 and 2. They may just do it now. Christian Fittipaldi does not appear to be in attack position for Paul Tracy. In fact, Paul seems to be moving a little bit forward. Maybe they're going to try and get a nice formation when they cross the line. Dario Franchitti, should he win it, will be the 8th different winner this year as he works on his final lap. Tracy crossed the line 2.7 seconds behind last time around. Be Franchitti, then Tracy, Fittipaldi, Moreno, Pappas, and Fernandez. Those are the top 6 as they came to this final lap. Last driver to lead all of the laps. Yep, Dario Franchitti, Houston last year.
Great job, mate. Awesome job. 1-2. Wonderful. 1-2.
Back at Belle Isle, and our Toyota Spotlight has some action for you. Montoya trying to get around Moreno for 8th. They touch. They both slide off. They both restart. That's the view from Montoya's car. That brings out the full course, and then Cristiano D'Amata, as they came back to green, bottomed in a bump coming off of one of the corners just past the start-finish. Destroyed the car. Allenser Jr. spun to miss it. He actually hit the wall at a safety zone where the equipment comes out. The view from Richie Hearn.
Watch the pieces fly. Look at the quick decisions that Richie Hearn has to make. Fortunately, he just clips one of the front nose wings off Cristiano's car.
But what this does, and by the way, Cristiano D'Amata is okay. So now they work their way through that corner and come to the white flag. It's the final corner on the course, and Castroneves stays out there. He's going to take that final lap. Montoya out of the race, back to the pits. He's with Jan.
And Juan, what happened there? Hit from behind?
Well, the pacer came in, and nobody, I think car radio the team's really late because nobody said anything to me. And everyone started going because nobody knew if it was a restart or no. And, everyone went, and they brake, I braked, and I don't know, I think it was Castroneves didn't even bother to brake and went straight to the back of me. I think, I don't say anything because I get in trouble again, but.
Well, that's exactly what our concern, in fact, was. There is Castroneves. He's going to make it this final lap one way or the other. And Montoya suggested what we suggested earlier, seeing the replacement on the pace car and the pace car head into the pit area. Somebody maybe made an assumption that, in fact, the race was going to restart, began to accelerate. Well, as they come around, and again, in this race, I'm not assuming anything. I want to see him make it all the way to the checkered flag. But it looks like Franchitti and Tracy will be 1-2. And that will give Dario Franchitti the points lead.
But I wouldn't assume anything, Paul, because as you said, I've had some good races here, started 4th one year, thought I had a shot for the pole, thought things were going to go great, and every year, not only myself, but many other drivers walk away from this place scratching their head, wondering what happened, what went wrong, whether it was yourself or just a victim of the most peculiar circumstances, and we've seen it again today at Belle Isle.
Well, the team is owned by Barry Green, Franchitti and Tracy, and his brother Kim works with him, Gary.
Yes, indeed, and Kim Green, you've been around this racing game for a long time. This has been kind of a bizarre afternoon. Have you ever seen anything quite like this?
No, it's been full of ups and downs. I don't think we quite had as good a car as maybe Montoya had, but we just worked hard all day. Great pit stops, great support from our sponsors, Cool, obviously from Honda and from Firestone. And, things happen in the races that you just got to stay out there, focus and work at it every lap. And, we got a little bit lucky with circumstances today. We'll take the points and the win as long as we get around here to take the checkered flag. And, it's just it's tightened up the championship, made it exciting. What can I say? It just fell our way.
Let me go back now. Prior to these last couple of incidents, the results in this race ending under yellow, how concerned were you about Montoya's ability to maybe get back up through the field and challenge from 8th or 9th position where he was?
Well, we were watching his times, and he was catching us at a second a lap initially, then the next lap half a second. We had enough fuel. We thought we were going to turn it up towards the end. So
here's your man.
We'll take this one. Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you very much. Great team effort.
Well,
Well, so they did do it. There is the win. Dario Franchitti scores the 5th of his career.
1 lap to go, and they've got him lean down even more, Paul.
Well, he's got plenty of pad. Boy, listen to the engine, though. You listen for any hiccup there.
Nice and steady.
Coming up next, World News Tonight Sunday. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Watching Paul Tracy, he's still under power. Circulating on the final lap, Dario Franchitti crossed the line, 13 seconds behind Paul Tracy in second place. Then Michael Andretti, Max Pappas, Brian Herta, Mauricio Guzman. That was the top 5 as they passed under the white flag, signaling 1 more lap to go. And here is the unofficial results. Tracy's going to take it. He takes the checkered flag.
Great job, mate. Great job. Now, the TV people may be talking to you on the radio, okay?
We're going to apologize for this in advance, owing to the length of the race and the time that we're running. We are not going to be able to interview Dario Franchitti at the end of this run. But it looks like in 1 lap you will see him win, and you will see the championship go on to California Speedway in Fontana, California, as his battle with Montoya continues, and he will take the points lead to the race at Fontana. There he is, Dario Franchitti, working the last lap.
And the mindset for Dario Franchitti, very different than anyone else in this race. You can see the distance he's giving himself out to the walls, giving himself a few feet. He still has to stay on it, has to stay focused, has to concentrate. If he starts to slip out of concentration now for just a moment, he could throw it all away. But for Max Pappas, Fernandez, and the group behind him, they're all pushing extremely hard.
Cristiano D'Amata comes into the pits. Of course, he has been reporting trouble. Paul Tracy will remain, if he remains in position, in 3rd place in his ongoing battle with Michael Andretti in the points. But Dario Franchitti, who this year the Scotsman has proven to be the master of the temporary street circuits, and this is as tough as they come. In his quest for the championship, he has done everything required to this point, and he will leave here with 9 points over Juan Montoya and with the victory. Max Pappas will now chase him to the line. Here comes Dario Franchitti, and Dario Franchitti takes the win at Surfers Paradise. The Gold Coast is golden for Dario. Max Pappas will scream for the line in 2nd place.
The white flag comes out, 1 lap to go. Barry Green on the radio to Paul Tracy. And look at this. This is surely the last opportunity now for Jimmy Vasser. Is he prepared to take the gamble? It's the late breaking battle down into turn 1, but no, it doesn't happen. Behind him, there was a battle between Servia and Herta. I'm not sure what happened there, but the 2 of them came in side by side, and Herta got ahead of Servia, looking in the background. So Brian Herta's moved up into 5th place. Good move from Herta. And he likes that turn 1. He took the lead there last year in the first part of the race, and he's managed to move into 5th place here. But the final lap here for Paul Tracy, for Helio Castroneves, and for Jimmy Vasser. These 2 so close together in the fight for 2nd place, but who's it going to go to?
He thought about making a move down the inside of Jimmy Vasser, but he read there goes the race. He tried to get a run off that corner, and he missed the apex. He missed that apex, and he wasn't able to get the power down. So Castroneves has a clean run down the back straight, and 2nd place it will be for Helio Castroneves.
It looks as though Paul Tracy's going to do it from 17th on the grid. Tracy, who won his first ever race here. Let's listen to the radio as he crosses the line.
Fantastic drive, and the pit crew did a great job too. Just awesome, mate. I'll see you in the pit, victory lane.
Okay, Paul, plus 10. We need 1 more perfect lap. Be nice and smooth, nice and consistent here. Bring it home.
1 more perfect lap. Maybe the oldest cliche in race broadcasting is, at this point in the race, he's listening for every strange noise. But it is true.
On a press conference the other day with Dario Franchitti, someone said, well, really, everything's gone wrong that can go wrong this season. What else is there? And Dario thought about it for just a moment. He said, oh, there's actually quite a bit more that can go wrong. When you're Paul Tracy, he's let his lead come down now to 8.4 seconds. It's not a big deal. He's just going to be very precise. You don't want to lose focus. You still want to push. His last lap, still a minute 44, a little slower than the rest of the field. 139 miles an hour. Still quick enough, though. He's got plenty of margin here. He wants to stay focused, stay on the gas, but be just a little careful with everything he's doing.
He crossed the line 8.5 seconds ahead of Fernandez. While he can slow it down and be careful, it's also dangerous to relax it too much. Then you ruin your rhythm, and that's when mistakes happen. Jan Vikas.
Kenny Breck still goes by here, guys, with that bad-sounding engine, but the good news is that Scott Remke maybe doesn't have it right. It appears as though Kenny Breck may be able to bring that thing home, even though it doesn't sound healthy.
And right now it looks for a potential podium finish for Kenny Breck. Paul Tracy working the final lap. And at this point, he has to be feeling pretty good about it. The last move up through Thunder Valley. Under the bridge at 13. The final turn, 14 ahead. Still an uphill drive. He crests the hill. The checkered flags are ahead. Left and right. Paul Tracy has taken the win in the Motorola 220.
White flag. Now we're going to see.
We got a slow car ahead. Nice and smooth now. One more to go.
Tony Sekeli, Paul's engineer. Great engineer, great coach as well.
A week ago, Tracy dropped all the way back to 22nd, came roaring up to the field, took the win. Similar performance at Long Beach in 17th, qualified position to the lead. This time he started on the outside of the front row. The pass actually, Franchitti's problem, less than Tracy's pass. Working the final lap.
What a great finish it would be for these two drivers. Very close friends to the late Greg Moore. For Canadian Paul Tracy to win here in Vancouver would mean just a huge, huge amount to the Moore family. I would imagine it'd be a very emotional celebration.
Michael Andretti has fallen off the pace and has begun falling back through the order as we continue to watch the lead. So far, they've been pretty well behaved. Checkered flags in the hands.
Oh, King again.
And Paul,
great job. Beautiful.
Paul Tracy has taken the win.
Paul.
The real question is, how is Dario going to do this last lap and not breathe?
Well, right now, all he's doing is getting the interval from his spotters. He can see both Max Wilson and Gidley in his mirror here. And he's going to slow down as much as possible to let these guys get up behind him. If Gidley doesn't get a shot at him going down into the chicane on the last lap, if he can't close up this interval, then it's a matter of getting through the chicane and hoping the car doesn't cough, doesn't run out of fuel headed for the start-finish line. But look at the interval decrease here coming through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, that mostly was a decrease under braking, though. It goes back to where it was. Wilson separates him. Gidley waits until the last possible second to brake there, working the final turns of the final lap.
Well, there's Wilson. Gidley's got to get this exit exactly right, stand on the throttle, push the overtake button, and now he's got to run up behind. You can see he's closing down on Dario. His only chance will be coming off the chicane, headed for the start and finish line.
It's going to be a difficult place to pass. They'll both swing as wide as they can. Gidley tries to work him. Gidley is there, but Dario Franchitti does it.
For Michael Andretti, it's been a year since his last victory, which came here at Toronto. His first win with Team Green now, and the Motorola sponsorship.
White flag, white.
Clean into turn 1 for the leaders. Only 2 more opportunities, really, for Tagliani. The first one comes at turn 3.
Tag having a nice break now from Fernandez. Fernandez having to worry about Zanardi. This race isn't over yet. Michael finally being able to just breathe a little bit here, knowing he just has to drive cleanly, keep it on line.
Can you believe this? Starts 13th, falls all the way back to the back, comes all the way forward. We mentioned 13th
as lucky. It sure looks like it's going to be for Michael Andretti. Looking for his 41st career win. The checkered flag's out. 7th win at Toronto.
White flag for Michael Andretti and Jimmy Vasser. You can hear the cheer from the crowd.
Look how close Vasser is.
He's running out of opportunities. Look down the inside. Michael held him off. What a fight.
Barring a problem on Michael's part, there's going to be no more opportunity to get by.
Look at the distance they've laid on the rest of the field. Think about this. It has been 16 years since Michael Andretti scored his first win at Long Beach. His only other victory. And that is the longest span between wins, should Michael get this one, in Park FedEx Championship Series history. Final moment for Jimmy Vasser, but he will not be able to get it done. Checkers for Michael Andretti. Jimmy Vasser second, unofficially Max Pappas in third, and the crowd is going crazy. One lap to go, this time by the grandstand. White flag for Paul Tracy, for Fernandez, for Pappas, running closely together. There is Mad Max. Another terrific performance by the Sigma Autosport team.
The traffic might be far enough ahead for Paul not to be bothered. I think it is.
I think it is. Paul Tracy looking for his third win on the Milwaukee Mile and a place in history as the third winningest driver at this fabled track. Checkered flags for Tracy. There's the gap. One lap to go. White flag.
Last lap right now.
This in from Dr. Steve Olvey, the Director of Medical Affairs for CART. Adrian Fernandez has a large bruise and a contusion on his right hip. He'll be transferred to Vancouver General Hospital for further evaluation, but he appears to be otherwise undamaged, and that's great news. We saw Ashley Judd looking on. Here comes Dario.
And look how close Dario clipped that inside wall on the King. Saw George and Ashley, they're just twitching with tension.
Dario's been frustrated on a few occasions. He had a dominant car on the oval in Chicago earlier this year, but he had some off-form pit stops that cost him a lot of positions on the racetrack. He was very unhappy then, but I think his confidence in Team Green has not wavered. That elusive chemistry between a driver, his engineers, and his mechanics to get the most out of themselves and their car on race day. And on a day filled with dramatic twists and turns, this day will go to Dario Franchitti. White flag for Dario Franchitti, looking for his second of the year. The winner in Vancouver, looking for his second straight Canadian victory in the CART FedEx Championship Series.
What a drive by Dario. Unbelievable. You know, I was saying, okay, now Cristiano's behind. He's going to put the hammer down. We're going to see what he's got. And Dario matched him lap for lap.
D'Amata took back a 10th on that last lap, but he needs a lot more than that, and it doesn't appear that he'll get it. 6 wins for D'Amata this year. The series record is 8, shared by Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr. But it looks like it's going to have to be another day for Cristiano D'Amata. Once more through turns 8 and 9. Here comes Paul Tracy, Jimmy Vasser, and Michel Jourdain Jr.
Jimmy's closing up on Paul. About a half second that lap.
There's Tracy. Jimmy make a lunge at it? Apparently not. On the casino straight for the final time, Dario Franchitti looking for his second victory of the year and a big step up in the championship. After much frustration in the early races of this year, he picks up win number 2 of 2002. Dario Franchitti, your winner. And the white flag is coming out. next time by.
And listen, Dario, we heard Oriole lifting in turn 1. Dario is actually flat, I believe, through turn 1.
Right now, Dario's hearing every possible sound in that car, every possible vibration. Going, come on, baby, just make it to the checkered, make it to the checkered. Couple more turns.
In Montreal, he picked up his second victory of the season, his first multi-win season in about 3 years for Dario Franchitti. Today, he will add icing on the cake with his third victory of the year, winning the Rockingham 500, his first victory on an oval.
Woo! 1 to go. Tony Kanaan, if he can hang on this lap, looking to be the 30th different driver. Another new winner in the IRL, 30th different to win in the history. Tony Kanaan driving for Andretti Green is the winner.
And they're trying Brian Herta to go nice and easy as he goes by the front straightaway with 3 to go. Oh, less than that. We're down to the end of this baby.
He was 8 miles an hour slower on the last lap than second place Castro Neves.
Finish line. I just need to get around here.
He may be able to do it. He may be able to do it. He can do it. Brian Herta. Michael Andretti's team splits the team, plays the gamble, and Brian Herta takes his first win in the Indy Racing League. White flag is out. Just under a mile, about 3/4 of a mile now for Tony Kanaan. Dixon can pedal hard, but he's not going to catch him. Tony Kanaan, final 2 turns in front of him. Looking for his second IRL win and back-to-back wins at Phoenix. He loved this track. It loves him. Tony Kanaan takes the win. Dixon second. What'll happen, though, with Wheldon, Barron, and Manning? Here it comes. And it's going to be Wheldon, then Barron, then Manning. No change there as well. This may be the first win by an Englishman in the series. Dan Wheldon and Honda looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in the Indy Racing League. Just 1.5 miles to go for Dan Wheldon. 22nd time in the history of the league, if he can just make it around this last lap, that a driver has won from the pole. Last guy to do it was DeFerrin at Texas just last year in the final race of his career. Dan Wheldon. They don't come any more likable, and now he's notched his first victory. Dan Wheldon takes the win. Kanaan second. It all comes down to this moment. The white flag comes out at the start-finish line. Just 1 to go. Teammates Kanaan, Franchitti. The move will have to come heading into 3. About 40 feet separate those 2 cars. Franchitti decides to pull a little high. Is he trying to aggravate any conditions on Kanaan's car? He's setting himself for the finish now. Tony Kanaan makes that final turn, heads for the finish line. Franchitti doesn't have the power to get there. It's Kanaan, then Franchitti, then Alex Barron, Sam Hornish Jr., Adrian Fernandez.
Got to get on the throttle, got to carry speed, coming on at 3 and 4.
Green and white flag come out at the same time. Castro Neves closes up on Mira. Mira tries the low line.
Mira played it smart, tried to make him go around the high side, but he's carrying the speed.
The yellow light was still flashing as they came through turn 1. Now they have it off. Wheldon holds on. Castro Neves around Mira. And Dan Wheldon takes the win. Second of the season. 4th win for Andretti Green Racing.
Good on you, Dan. Way to help me. 1 to go. Bring it on, mate.
1 to go now. Tony Kanaan. If Hornish is going to make a move, it will have to be at the end of this long backstretch.
Watch for him to slice underneath, and
he moves to the high side, drops back in. Now Hornish going to try down to the inside.
What some blocking going on by Tony Kanaan.
And Tony Kanaan keeps him back, finishes ahead of Hornish, Castro Neves, and Manning. And The interval remains about the same last time around. White flag for the final mile comes out. Dario Franchitti acknowledges Rice is stuck at about 0.6 of a second back. Coming off of 2, he tries to close. Franchitti leads him into 3. Final 2 corners for Franchitti. Rice can't get closed down on Franchitti. Dario Franchitti is looking at a checkered flag, and Andretti Green Racing has done it again. Dario Franchitti has won. Reinhard, the starter, has white flag. 1 mile to go for Franchitti. But look at the fight for second as it tightens up coming to the line. Wheldon thinks he has a chance here, and he just may have it. Franchitti on the backstretch. He hammers it into turn 3. No traffic in front of him. Wheldon is not going to have the chance either. Franchitti comes to the line and takes the win, his second of his IRL career. White flag, 1 lap to go.
1 to go, bring it on.
Michael Andretti on his way to making history for himself with his cars, finishing 1st through 3rd. Wheldon was fastest last time around at 152 miles an hour. Looking for and hoping for his 3rd win this year. 1 in Japan, 1 in Richmond.
Nice job on it. Awesome.
I guess you know who won it. Dan Wheldon.
The white flag is out. Dan Wheldon is on the final lap of the Toyota Indy 300, and Tony Kanaan continues to keep them at bay as his teammate runs out in front. As we look to 2004, Dan Wheldon did this plenty of times for him, but it is Dan Wheldon who is coming around as he enters turn 3, coming out of turn number 4. This will be Dan Wheldon's 4th career win, and Sam Horn is trying to get it right. Your winner, Dan Wheldon, picks up the victory to open up the series in the battle for second as they come to the line. The white flag is out. Who will it be? The Brit driver or the Brazilian? Jill, I know who you're pulling for, but this should be a great one.
Another fastest lap for Dan Wheldon here. He's inch perfect. I mean, he's doing everything he should be doing. I have to say that when the chips are down, Dan Wheldon is really producing the goods here.
So we gave you a mulligan and you actually decided you wanted to change your driver vote, Joe?
No, I don't want to change my driver vote, but you got to give Dan Wheldon his due. I mean, he's been faultless this last 4 or 5 laps. As soon as he got the lead, he's going as fast as he did the whole race. And I'm telling you, right now he's really tired. The tires are getting worn out, the brakes are worn out, and for him to be able to do that is incredible.
While we have the chance, my thanks go out to Gilles DeFerrin, Scott Goodyear, 2 of the best in the business, and the finest pit reporters with Vince Welch, Jerry Punch, and Jamie Little as we watch Dan Wheldon bring it around just 2 more turns, and it'll be Wheldon's 2nd victory on the year.
Last turn for Dan Wheldon.
Dan Wheldon brings it down the front straightaway. Your winner at the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Dan Wheldon, picks up the victory, followed closely by his teammate, Tony Kanaan. Will Tony Kanaan run out of gas with 3 laps to go? Answers will be revealed momentarily, but Thomas Scheckter, the pressure he had, his teammate, Thomas Engate, going out in qualifying, so he pretty much is running the flag, and it looks like it has come true. No line on pit row as Tony Kanaan has got to come in. The fuel became an issue. He is going to pull in with 3 laps to go, so that lets Thomas Scheckter get away, and Dan Wheldon
He's
now
out of
moves
fuel,
in.
boys.
Oh, no.
Right there, if you're that far away, down 2 or 3 laps, that's crazy. Dr. Punch.
Guys, Thomas Scheckter is out of fuel. They cannot believe it. It is a typical luck as he is slowing down. Tears are in their eyes here. The helmets have come off. They are so frustrated. They're a lap and a half away from a dream come true to bring Chevy as the white flag is about to wave here at Motegi, guys.
Here is the dash as the white flag comes out, and a familiar face in a familiar place. Dan Wheldon, who won here last year, and a yellow flag comes out, and Dan Wheldon, man. And there's a car in the wall on 2, and is that Elio Castroneves or Sam Hornish Jr.? It is Elio Castroneves.
Very rare for him to have a crash. We'll have to find out what's going on, but you know something, this plays into Danny Wheldon right now. Race pace has slowed. We saw Vitor Meira going underneath him in turns 1 and 2. Remember, Vitor Meira is way behind because of being inside the pit box for such a long time. Checkered flag.
Checkered flag is out. Your winner, Dan Wheldon. He picks up the victory once again in Japan. He rolls the dice, and it comes up Yahtzee.
And that fuel pressure comes from, there we go.
Turn 3, crash turn 3.
Well, I think we might know the outcome of this one right now. There goes the white and the yellow at the same time. And Danny Wheldon, don't want to say who I picked there, Todd.
I know, I got to give you credit. It's not a Gilles de Ferrin. You didn't wait till the white flag to call it, but there's celebration right now in the Andretti Green Camp. Climb Tools and Jim Beam, the folks down there. 26, the number 26 has never won the Indianapolis 500 until this day in 2005. The yellow flag is out, the white flag is out, the final lap. They cannot change their positions. Dan Wheldon will lead them around, and there you see the frustration on the face of Danica Patrick's face. Vince Welch?
Well, Dan Wheldon has won 4 of the first 5 races this season, but most importantly, he's won the Indianapolis 500. And Michael Andretti, you have won the Indianapolis 500. Congratulations.
Wow, I'm still in shock. Unbelievable. Dan drove a hell of a race. You know, the whole Jim Beam Climb Tools team did a great job. Honda giving us a great engine. It's just unbelievable.
I know it's not as a driver, the one that you really wanted it as a driver, but can you just put it into words as an owner what this win means to the Andretti family?
It's just incredible. It's such a great feeling. It's right now it feels as good as I think if I would have won it myself.
Let's go upstairs, Todd.
Thank you, Vince. Congratulations, Michael. The checkered flag is out in Indianapolis, and the pubs are open in the UK. Dan Wheldon has just won the Indianapolis 500.
You little pisser. That's the boy. And there's Brian outside you.
With the white flag out, who will win at Kansas?
Look at this grandstand. Everybody's standing up and not an inch given. Wheldon trying to push Kanaan up. Kanaan trying to push Wheldon down. And the guy that's going to play a role in this is probably Vitor Mira. Who will he side on to sort of help slipstream?
As they come out of turn number 4, it's Dan Wheldon on the inside. Tony Kanaan, his teammate. Vitor Mira tries to slip to the low side. Can he get it done? No! It's Tony Kanaan at the line. Tony Kanaan, his 5th career win, his first win since Nashville last year. And this is the 5th win for Andretti Green. And it looks like smooth sailing. This time, Sam Hornish Jr. goes to the inside. Carpentier will have to yield that position. He'll tuck in behind him for 3rd. With 1 lap to go, it's Dario Franchitti and Sam Hornish Jr. Sam Hornish was 2nd last year, and it looks like he is going to turn the trick again. But the Gibson guitar may stay in the Andretti Green Camp. This time, going over to the Flying Scotsman. Dario Franchitti brings it down, sees the checkered flag. Your winner in Nashville, Dario Franchitti. As they come to the line, the white flag is out. We've got 1 lap to go at Michigan.
And 1 lap left to go, Todd, and I just looked out our window. There is not a soul sitting in their seat right now. They're all standing up along the front stretch here. Just can't believe what they see.
Out of turn number 2, Brian Herta is your leader. Dan Wheldon sits in 2nd. The quarters get even tighter. They've got 2 more turns to make something happen. They make the turn out of turn 4 as they come to the line. The checkered flag is out at the line. Brian Herta gets his first win of the season. Dan Wheldon will have to settle for 2nd.
So Danny Wheldon has 3 other drivers to actually gain information from.
White flag is out. Number 26, Dan Wheldon, out in front. He's got to bring this thing home. The 27-year-old from Emberton, England, looking for his 5th IndyCar win of the season. It is Wheldon to the line. Let the celebrations begin in the UK. Your lad, the Indy 500 champ, is back home in victory lane.
1 to go, local yellow, turn 1, driver's right, should be okay, just be a little careful through there.
White flag is out for Tony Kanaan. 1 lap left at the inaugural running of the Argent Mortgage Indy Grand Prix, and look at this replay quickly. Riding on board with Giorgio Pantano, he's got to make sure that thing's in gear, it doesn't roll back down the hill, and look at this.
He got blindsided by the left-hand side, right in there. You'll see Vitor Mira coming on the inside, just punts him off to the right. And as the car was sitting stationary, you saw a big wheel donut on the side of Pantano's car. Compliments of Vitor Mira.
Great officiating by the IndyCar stewards, giving it a local yellow. I'm sure Buddy Rice would have loved to have seen a full course yellow, would have bunched him up and given him something on the restart. That's not going to happen. It is Tony Kanaan bringing this car around. He has been flawless. He has been everywhere. For Kanaan, a man who started third, he has worked his way up to 11th, and he is now bringing it home. Just 3 more turns for Tony Kanaan, and the victory will be his. Well, the folks at Andretti Green can go ahead and uncork a fine bottle of 2005 Tony Kanaan, your winner at Infineon.
Sam Hornish has won 18 races. He's been involved in 11 finishes where he's won, and it's been less of a margin than a second. Can he pull off another win? I don't think he's worried about it. All he needs to do is stay right where he is. If he stays third, the championship is his. For Dan Wheldon, he's got to hope something happens here in the last lap. Wheldon down the backstretch. Scott Dixon looks to the high side. Now he comes down low through 4. Dan Wheldon is going to win the race, but the $1 million and the 3-time champion is Sam Hornish Jr.
Some heads-up driving, smart driving by Dario Franchitti. You can tell you right now his foot is not off that gas pedal whatsoever.
The white flag is out. Excuse me, Scott. The white flag is out. The final lap of the 2005 season is underway. Dario Franchitti, can he hold off his teammate Tony Kanaan? And the emotion just too great for Ashley Judd. Kanaan will try to go to the outside. Franchitti holding the inside line. As they come out of turn number 4, Tony Kanaan makes a run at the line. It is Dario Franchitti. The surf is up at Laguna Beach, and Dario Franchitti is riding a wave to victory lane here at Fontana.
This time by, it'll be the white flag. It's out for Tony Kanaan. 1 mile to go. The last 2 years that they've run this race here, Tony has finished in 4th place both times. Right now, it looks like he is going to finish 3 places better, pick up his first win since Sonoma last year through turns 3 and 4. Here comes career win number 7 for Tony Kanaan at Milwaukee.
What a great drive, great pit stops, great fuel life. Well done, boys. Great job.
For the
hey, boys, that's for you guys. Just for you. That's for you.
All right, coming down into the final corner. This time by, it'll be the white flag. And the only question will be, does he have enough fuel? Marco Andretti at age 19, 2.3 miles away from his first career win in the IndyCar Series.
He needs about 9/10 of a gallon to make it. These cars are running about 1 gallon per lap. He's awful close to making it. It's going to come right down to the fuel. He's got a big lead here. He's just got to drive smooth.
Guys, while this has been going on, Scott Dixon, Vitor Mira got around Castroneves. Mira's up to 3rd. Dixon's up to 4th. Castroneves has been moved back to 5th. Wheldon is 6th. The championship chase is getting tighter. And Tony Kanaan peels off and is in pit lane. So Kanaan needed the fuel. He did not have enough. Does Marco? He's at the farthest end of the racetrack.
It's downhill from here. He's running down the hill. It's going to help him a little bit.
You got plenty of fuel to make it in. You got plenty of fuel. You're good.
You heard Kyle Moyer. He says you've got it.
I still say I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
He's not put a wheel wrong all day. I'm sure he won't for the next few turns, but can you imagine the emotions that's going on inside his helmet right now?
Remember at Indianapolis, it was a last lap pass on the front straightaway where Sam Hornish snatched victory from Marco Andretti. It won't happen this time. The 19-year-old is going to win at Infineon.
Okay, great job, kid. Great job.
That was big. That was a big win.
You can do some donuts if you want somewhere, but you don't have to.
This time by, it will be the white flag. There it is. Tony Kanaan and Dan Wheldon, and Wheldon has cut it down to just 0.3 of a second. That's Wheldon right behind him. Does he have anything to get around Kanaan? Kanaan finished second here in 2004. He was third last year. Is he going to win it? Wheldon is closing quickly. They're through 3 out of 4 down the stretch. It's going to be Tony Kanaan taking the win for Andretti Green Racing. Dan Wheldon in second, and Dario Franchitti will cross the line in third. Goes around the slower traffic of Sarah Fisher. Jack, what's going on?
Well,
oh no, another crash, and it's upside down. We've got a car upside down. It's Marco Andretti.
Well, guys, we had that rain delay, and Ashley saw me and said, if we restart this race, we are going to win. How did you know you forecasted this thing, Ashley?
Because my husband is gifted. He loved the balance on the car. He started out with a lot of understeer, and each consecutive pit stop, they took out or added. They added more wing, I can't remember, and then he quit asking for more wing because the car was in a sweet spot. When I saw him on the grid, and I never tell what I say, but today it's fitting, I said, babe, just pick them off one at a time, and that's exactly what he did. And I'd like to point out that he raced from 14th to 1st like a gentleman, and that's exactly what my husband is, and I am so proud of him, and this is overdue for him.
Ashley, you know your husband better than any of us do. What does winning the Indianapolis 500 mean for him?
I'm telling you right now, he's thinking of the great Jimmy Clark.
Congratulations, Ashley. Marty?
The reference to Jimmy Clark, the only Scotsman to win the Indianapolis 500. That is, until today.
Well, Marty, doesn't he have to get around and grab the checkered flag first?
Yes.
I mean, they could spin out. I mean, we saw this a couple years ago where they spun him back in the wall. His crew chief's got to be talking to him. Take it easy, Dario. It's raining hard. No problems.
Listening on the radio.
That's Buddy will be when you get up back out, mate. Just cruising here, this thing back with wind, even believe.
Boy, he is going so
Take this
slow.
buddy checker with you.
Scott, this thing is not over yet. I mean, look how hard it's raining.
Are we going to get the white flag, the checkered flag? Are we going to end this thing right now? Up on the starter stand, it is Brian Howard. And as we mentioned, the only Scotsman to win Indy was Jimmy Clark in 1965. That is until today. Tune up the bagpipes. Dario Franchitti will win at Indianapolis.
And Marty, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He's been a gentleman racer, just like his wife Ashley Judd said. This guy's got to be loving it. Great for Andretti Green.
Your missus is on the wall there, too. Bloody good job, mate. That was yours.
There is your man of the hour, though, Tony Kanaan. It could be. Remember, he won back at Motegi. If he wins here, it will be his second win this season. And if you remember, his second consecutive win here at Milwaukee. Here comes the white flag. 1 lap to go for Tony Kanaan here at the Milwaukee Mile. It'll be the 26th series win for Andretti Green Racing. That's the most of the teams. Team Penske is second with 24. Here comes Tony through turns 3 and 4. He'll take the checkered flag for his 9th win of the year. Let's listen in.
Nice job, DK.
Not short for Dario Franchitti. He's got one more lap.
White flag, bud.
Less than a mile down the backstretch. If Marco has anything, he's going to have to do it on the high side because Dario's not giving up the low line.
Got a wing. Just the wing.
Coming out of 4. His win at Indy is backed up with a win at the inaugural running at Iowa. Down the backstretch, Dixon and Wheldon can only watch in awe and amazement as here he comes for the white flag. 1 to go for Dario Franchitti and a smiling Ashley Judd. This one, when he crosses the line, will be his 3rd win of the season, the first time he's won more than 2 races in a single season. Here he comes out of 4, your race winner, Dario Franchitti.
Hey, we super joke. Excellent, mate. Great race.
White flag, 1 lap to go at Michigan. A day that started, well, 7 hours and 40 minutes ago is finally going to come to conclusion. Who's going to win it? Will it be the 32-year-old Tony Kanaan from Brazil, or will it be the 20-year-old from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Marco Andretti? Down the backstretch there, wheel to wheel, going into 3. Here comes Kanaan, just like before, able to close the door and take it through 4. Coming to the stretch, it will be Tony Kanaan in front with his 3rd win this season and 10th of his career, and Marco Andretti right behind. Coming out of 4, here comes the white flag for Tony Kanaan. He said at the beginning of the broadcast, I've got to go win. He knew he had to lead the most laps. He's done both of those. He's got to traverse this 1.5 mile oval one more time. Scott Dixon is going to close ground on our points leader, Dario Franchitti, as they come down the backstretch and through turns 3 and 4. Tony Kanaan, it'll be his 4th win this year, the first to 4, and his 11th.
Nice job, TK. Nice job. Good job, guys. Nice job. Hey, Bruce. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh, and Dixon's going to look under, and oh, Rice goes into the barrier, and then Dixon spins, and Franchitti gets swept up in it.
Okay, here we are. What would Kanaan think of right now if that was the whole situation?
Full course caution. Pits will be closed, and this race is going to end under caution with 1 more lap to go. And Danica Patrick is going to inherit 2nd place through all of this. And if the 27 car, think about this, if the 27 car could have gotten around Dixon after he takes the gamble, all of a sudden everything would have changed.
And I thought he was going to make it, and it didn't happen. I feel bad for Buddy Rice because he was trying his heart out just to make sure he could stay in front, and he was polite. He was polite, allowing Dixon just to give him a little bit of room on the inside, but it didn't make it all the way through.
And it looks like these two will probably cycle down to about 8th and 9th position. I'm not quite sure of that. We'd have to check. I got to make sure of that. Don't take that one to the bank yet. They may not drop down that far. So we've got this last lap to finish off, and Tony Kanaan is going to pick up his 5th win of the season, and this goes back to exactly what we have talked about. What if he had played it differently at Sonoma last week? This will be the best career finish for Danica, 2nd to go with her 2/3 earlier. Let's go to Vince.
Michael Andretti, what was your thought there on the contact between Scott Dixon and Dario Franchitti?
Poor sportsmanship is what I saw. I mean, he clearly took Dario out on purpose. I mean, he was rolling there, he was going fine, and he saw Dario was ready to go to the outside of him, let off his brake and took Dario out. I mean, it was totally on purpose. I'm protesting this. This is that's not the way to do it. I'm really disappointed in Scott, to be honest with you.
Marty?
Well, I'm not sure he's seeing the same race we're seeing. I got to be honest here. I mean, the contact was with Buddy Rice, and then down further. I mean, we'd have to see it again. 1 lap to go this time by. The championship at stake. Who's going to get it? Will it be Scott Dixon from New Zealand, or this year's Indy 500 winner, Dario Franchitti from Scotland? Down the backstretch for the final time. Dixon in control. Into 3. If Dario has anything, he's going up, and Dixon's out of fuel. Dixon is out of fuel. Dario Franchitti's going to win the race and the championship.
Perfect, mate. Unbelievable. Stop in turn 3. Stop in turn 3. Stop in turn. I'm using a left. That was mine.
Here she comes, the white flag this time by, and nobody within sight. Look at Mom Bev. 1.5 miles to go for Danica Patrick and the Motorola team. Could history be made at Twin Ring Motegi? Down the backstretch for 1 more time. Does she have enough fuel to get around the final 2 corners? Into turns 3 and 4. Danica Patrick coming out of 4, and boys, move over. The lady is coming through. Danica Patrick wins at Twin Ring Motegi.
Tony will remain fourth in points, but he does gain 21. He's 79 behind now versus 100 coming in, and Dixon will lose about 8 points to Castro Neves, with Castro Neves staying in second right now. So we mentioned that Dixon does not lead a lap, and he's still going to lead the championship with a 40-point margin. Is still a pretty hefty one, especially going into Watkins Glen, which I think he likes.
Yeah, he's won there like, what, 2 times in a row. White flag is out. One more lap for Tony Kanaan. It will be his first win of 2008 as he completes this one more lap of this 3/4 mile bull ring at Richmond International Raceway. It'll be the second win for Andretti Green Racing this year. And here he comes around to take the checkered flag for the 13th time in his career. Tony Kanaan, your winner by 4 seconds over Elio Castroneves.
Ryan Hunter-Reay has 1.968 miles to go for a victory.
And that is Justin Wilson that we saw come off the hairpin behind him, so there's no lap cars between them, but there sure is a lot of distance.
There's Becky. Past the fountain for the final time. Look at the smile on Becky's face. What an afternoon for Ryan Hunter-Reay, whose only other win came at Watkins Glen in 2008.
It's great to see this all come together. I mean, as you said, they're saying they're having fun, they're confident, they're making changes. He's like, if I could have picked any changes to improve it, that made it better.
About a half a lap to go now for Ryan Hunter-Reay. He was second in the opening event in Brazil this year. And we knew at that point that he was looking at probably a great season. He will not be denied as he adds his name to the list of great drivers who have won here. And as Jan said, he talked in our pre-race show about how he thinks about his mom when he comes to Long Beach. His mom passed away during the winter months. For her, he wins the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Ryan Hunter-Reay in victory lane again. He last won at Richmond in 2008, 34 races ago, and he'll come down and get the white flag. One more lap to go for Tony Kanaan. He has gone from the turn to wall. The 3 races that he has been here crashed out, but not today. He's going to victory lane. Tony Kanaan wins the Iowa Corn Indy 250 presented by Pioneer. Mike Conway will be looking at the white flag this time around.
Worth remembering, I believe Lindy told us earlier, this is the spare car. He had that big wreck after contact with his teammate Danica Patrick, and he just slammed the barrier when we were in Barber. So spare car, and boy, I think this
white flag, white flag. +6 on Briscoe, +6.
1.9 miles to go, and you heard a 6-second advantage for Mike Conway.
He'll want to drive this some more.
It's his new favorite car.
Yeah.
Conway can pretty much take it easy now. He's coming up on J.R. Hildebrand, but he's got a substantial advantage. Here he is. Moving down the backstretch, moving from turn 8 to turn number 9. Michael Andretti, his car owner, looking on. Here's turn 9. Turn 10. In the hairpin, back from a devastating crash last year at the Indianapolis 500. Mike Conway wins his first Eyes on IndyCar Series event at the most prestigious street race.
Good job. Now, Mike, listen to me now. When you put into the pit lane, you're going to go straight across. Winner's circle is straight across. So whenever you come into the pit lane, just go straight. And pit lane will be there. So be careful when you come in. Go straight over to pit lane. Congratulations. Your first one, buddy.
Off the 4th corner, and here is the white flag shown for Marco Andretti. And for the last
249 laps, Marco Andretti has spent his time fighting the bulls in the bull ring. But he has won the trofeo, that's the trophy in Spanish, and he comes through as the winner of the Iowa Corn Indy 250 presented by Pioneer. Marco Andretti wins over Kanaan, Dixon, Hildebrand, and Franchitti.
Everybody did their part.
How about that?
Again, it's Ryan Hunter-Reay, the race leader. He chose the outside lane. Oriel Servian trying to pick up his first win for Newman Haas Racing. Oh, the spin. And it includes Will Power. Danica Patrick spins. And you see Michael Andretti, he was complaining at the beginning of this because, and there's damage to Danica's car.
The track's probably just a little bit, that mist comes down. It doesn't take much with these slicks, Marty. As we talked about before, the drivers do report back, and there's the checkered flag.
Checkered flag is out. Now that means Ryan Hunter-Reay is going to be your race winner. So this race is now officially over. And again, we're still trying to get Brian Barnhart in here to discuss with us what happened on the track and how this decision all came about. But we are now being told this race is over. Ryan Hunter-Reay picks up the win, and Michael Andretti is now a lot happier than he was just a few minutes ago. White flag is going to be coming out this time by. One more mile for Ryan Hunter-Reay. Through turns 1 and 2 smoothly. He can almost coast home from here. The lead is now up to 4.6 seconds over Tony Kanaan. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Ryan Hunter-Reay, his 6th career win and 2nd win in Milwaukee.
Tony Kanaan has passed Scott Dixon for 3rd. Moved Kanaan up to 3rd place. And Catherine Legg is in the fence. And Graham Rahal just missed her, and the race is going to end under caution. And we're on the final lap as Ryan Hunter-Reay leads Andretti down the backstretch, and Ryan Hunter-Reay is about to collect his 2nd consecutive win in this year's IZOD IndyCar Series, as he won last week in Milwaukee on the mile oval. And now Ryan Hunter-Reay will pick up his 7th career win here at Iowa Speedway, and Tony Kanaan will get a podium. He finished in 3rd spot.
That's Ryan Hunter-Reay. He's going to take driver's right. They did not sweep, so it's going to get a little crowded here trying to find the line. Green flag's out, and Kimball gets snookered for 2nd place, but now he's got the inside line. Look out, it's going to get bumpy. Oh, and we got one car into the wall. Bourdais goes into the wall. And another spin farther back. That is Rubens Barrichello, and Tagliani also involved. There's Will Power, who came into this race with the points lead. He will not leave with it.
And for Bourdais, if he cannot get his car into reverse and move himself out of those tires, it will be a full course yellow. And it's probably going to be now anyways.
And Franchitti gets into the 2 of Ryan Briscoe. And then more contact with Andretti. Carpenter in the 77 of Pagano, who was going to have to serve a drive-through penalty for the block that he laid on Newgarden. White flag is out. Final lap. This one is going to end under caution. So it looks like, as they're still trying to get some of these cars started, there is going to be your race winner. And for the 2nd race in a row, Ryan Hunter-Reay is going to win this under caution.
You think about for Michael Andretti, who's won 7 races here in his career as a driver. Things just seem to go well. I asked him one time, what is it about Toronto? He goes, I don't know. It's just love coming here, and maybe it's the water.
Well, and some of these guys that had great races going, it looks like Newgarden's going to finish 13th. Power is going to finish 15th. Franchitti looks like he'll be around 17th. Boy, the points are taking a huge change today, and you're looking at the new points leader right there. Ryan Hunter-Reay with what will be his 3rd win in a row. He'll be leading by 34 over Will Power. Then 46 over Helio Castroneves in 3rd.
And
Marty, you say 34 points, and it sounds like a lot, but from what we're seeing this year in the series, for people falling out because of mechanical engine failures, it's going to be a run all the way to the end.
Just want to let you know, IndyCar has looked at everything, and they considered all those incidents that brought out this final caution our third of the day as racing incidents. No penalties will be assessed. And there comes Ryan Hunter-Reay saluting the crowd as he comes down to get the checkered flag.
I think the only saving grace for Hunter-Reay, Ryan Briscoe has no push to pass.
Hunter-Reay is going to be impossible to pass this last lap, let me tell you. I don't care how many push passes Ryan Briscoe has.
Take onboard missiles to get him out of the way at this point in time. This is the lap that has to be perfect for Hunter-Reay. A little wide off of the hairpin. Briscoe's still there. Will Power has gotten back around Oriol Servia.
So that's 17 now.
Hunter-Reay about 1 mile to go. Power now trying to set his sights on Barrichello, who so forcefully moved him out of the way in the hairpin. Championship looks to still be alive. Ryan Hunter-Reay qualifying did not work his way. Didn't start this race where he wanted to. Through turn 9. If he can hold on, it would be his 9th career win. 4th win of the season. 1 corner to go. Ryan Hunter-Reay makes the most of this day, keeps the championship alive. It will come down to the final race of the season. Ryan Hunter-Reay wins in Baltimore.
You know Marco's going to go for it somewhere. There he is. He's just showing a nose, just trying to get in her head. Now, she has no push to passes left. If Marco can stay close, this is going to be his best chance to make a pass.
And she should run down the inside of the racetrack.
She's gone wide. Marco gets it. Tony might get up the inside. Kanaan looking to get there. Simona now back in 4th and fighting to stay in 4th. Kanaan sweeps around the inside and gets it. So from 3rd to 5th in a matter of a corner. Viso on Dixon.
Not enough.
Look at Viso, so well behaved, making good decisions today.
He now knows he's got a car under him that can get the job done. We're on our way home, final lap. James Hinchcliffe has a 1.1 second lead. Sato on Wilson. Done.
Wow, that was a good move. Great move.
Good driving too by Justin, because he said, I don't want any part of this.
I think Justin knew that was coming.
Yeah. James Hinchcliffe is on his way to his very first win in the Eyes on IndyCar Series. He's been on the podium twice before, but the mayor of Hinchtown is now an IndyCar Series winner. Go Daddy goes to victory lane.
Looks pretty clean.
It's Saavedra in 21st and Armendimmer in 20th ahead. All right, on the way home, 2.38 miles to run. And Dixon, this is his chance. He's got to do something about it. Otherwise, he's going to finish runner-up for the 4th time.
He's going to have to get on the button if he's going to have any chance of getting close, because Hunter-Reay's burning up his. There he goes. Hunter-Reay's burning up his push to pass.
You want to hurry up to get away from the guy behind you, but you don't want to hurry up and get in the traffic ahead of you.
Good point.
Out of 5 for the final time. This short, fast shoot down to the museum complex. Is traffic going to come into play? Dixon's probably as close as he's been to Ryan Hunter-Reay. Half a second in it. Through these fast switchbacks, these change of directions on the run home. Is this going to be Andretti Autosport claiming the first 2 races of the new season while being the defending champions? So many years of Ganassi and Penske dominance. We are seeing the era of Andretti Autosport. Traffic will not come into play. Ryan Hunter-Reay, he's never even finished in the top 10 here. The series champion is now a winner in 2013. Hunter-Reay wins at Barber Motorsports Park. James Hinchcliffe now tries to
pull out of the draft and just hassle, just annoy, just pressure Takuma Sato. But Newgarden goes to the inside. Joseph Newgarden to the inside. It was 3 wide at one point.
And it could be 3 wide coming to turn 1.
He moves up into second place. The white flag out, 1 to go. Hinchcliffe responds. Hinch comes back to second. Wow, Sato maintains his lead. Hinchcliffe, Newgarden and Marco Andretti vying for his first podium of the year. This has been brilliant. These final 20 laps have been spectacular.
Marco Andretti pops on Newgarden now on the outside.
Oh, he got easily him. Done. That was an easy one.
He used his push to pass.
So Hinchcliffe has 1 left, Newgarden has 1 left. That's of the top 4 guys. And in the background is looming Oriol Servia. This is far from done. And remember, the last person to get their first and second wins back-to-back was AJ Allmendinger back in 2006. Is Sato going to repeat history, or is this going to be Hinchcliffe's second win? It's all to play for on this final lap.
And
Hinchcliffe's on it.
Everybody's burning their button. Hitch is on the button. He's got the inside. Sato says no again.
Chops him again.
Hinchcliffe, did he do it early enough for Hinch to have a run? Newgarden's out of the draft. Sato hangs onto it. Newgarden on the inside of Andretti. And on the inside, Hinchcliffe has done the over and under. Oh, he is in the mayor's office. James Hinchcliffe runs it to the line. Will he have enough? And he wins his second one.
Servia to 4th.
On the final corner, on the final lap, James Hinchcliffe is a winner again.
That was
winding it down. White flag for Ryan Hunter-Reay, the man who won from pole position at Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama earlier this year in the second round of the championship. As a matter of fact, he's the only driver to win from pole position this year. He wasn't on the pole today. His Andretti Autosport teammate was. But the defending series champion and the defending race winner goes back-to-back at the Milwaukee Mile.
Awesome drive, buddy.
And a race that's promoted by his team owner. He puts Andretti on top of the podium.
These two still battling for that spot. There is the white flag. And the difference for James Hinchcliffe. He holds on here. It'll be the 5th different winner for Andretti Autosport, as there goes Ed Carpenter underneath Graham Rahal. So the tires may be giving out on Graham's car as he gets bumped back to the 5th spot. Here comes James Hinchcliffe taking the win, his 3rd of the year.
Take care of the motor.
We're back at Barber, and look at this. A nightmare scene for the rookie Mikhail Aloshin. A day that started with so much promise. He tangled with Sebastian Bourdais, went down a lap, went to the back of the field. He was frustrated, trying to play catch-up. And now we see this. This is pretty much how his day is going to end here in his first time at Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama. So this one will finish as is. And if you were with us a couple of weeks ago at the 40th running of the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, we just saw a shot of Michael Andretti. He was extremely frustrated. So too Ryan Hunter-Reay, Joseph Newgarden after that incident late in the race. Today, though, it'll be celebration times for Michael Andretti and his organization. This guy is one of the busiest men in motorsport with this, Indy Lights, Mazda Road to Indy, USF 2000. He's got Global Rallycross, Formula E. Andretti Autosport is a massive organization.
And a race promoter. Let's not forget,
Yeah, exactly.
They've got Milwaukee, they've got Toronto, St. Pete. I mean, it's full time for these guys.
So for Ryan Hunter-Reay, I just want to, while we got the time, I want to read this out to you because in the first race here in 2010, he finished 12th. In 2011, he finished 14th. In 2012, he finished 12th. And then he's gone win. No, I'll just bypass the podium and go straight to the top step on it. That's what Michael Andretti was hoping for. It could very well have been back-to-back wins in the rounds 2 and 3 here, but he'll take this one.
And I think even more importantly is the Marcos run today. Those guys really needed, they seemed like they were struggling a little bit, certainly on Friday, and Marcos had a really good drive today.
So it's not the way that we would like a motorsport event to finish, under caution, but it's not by choice. Mikhail Aloshin crashing very close to the end of this time-certain event to get that DHL Honda cruising now to victory lane and to the checkered flag, the 2nd year in a row Ryan Hunter-Reay sees that flag first. And for him, as far as the championship is concerned, that's huge. He's beaten the points leader, Will Power. He's beaten Helio Castro-Neves, who's ahead of him. He's beaten Simon Pagenaud, who's ahead of him. Now remember, coming up, the Stanley Cup playoffs continue here on NBCSN. The Ducks versus the Stars, Anaheim Ducks, Dallas Stars coming up as soon as we're done here from Barber Motorsports Park. That's just in a little over 10 minutes, bottom of the hour. Here it is.
Great to get a win at the last weekend.
Great.
Hell of a drive, buddy. Hell of a drive. 1-2 finish. 1-2 finish.
It is checkered flag time for Ryan Hunter-Reay, second year in a row.
Big run. Outside.
Clear.
What a pass. Castro-Neves the leader. They'll come to the white flag next time. Here comes Andretti. Here comes Hunter-Reay. Hunter-Reay got him into 3 the last time. Defensive line by Castro-Neves. He's going to have to do it this time. Here they come to the white flag. We'll enter the final lap of the Indianapolis 500. Ryan Hunter-Reay to the outside of Helio Castro-Neves for the race lead. That kind of drafting warm up the photo finish cameras. Half a lap to go. Ryan Hunter-Reay leads. Helio Castro-Neves is second. Can Castro-Neves close on him? He's a couple of car lengths back. One last corner to go. Checkered flag is in the air. Here comes Castro-Neves. He won't get there. Florida's Ryan Hunter-Reay wins the Indianapolis 500. Captain America pulled it off.
Lauren Kanaan knows that the win has escaped her husband for now. Newgarden dives to the inside of TK. As we're on the final lap, it has been a miserable run for Ryan Hunter-Reay ever since winning the Indianapolis 500. RHR is going to turn it around and continue Andretti's domination in Iowa. Hunter-Reay wins in the homeland.
And word coming in from race control, this race is being declared complete. Past halfway, the threatening weather and so on in the area, so indeed we do have a first-time winner in the IndyCar Series, and Carlos Munoz will get the trophy from race 1 in the Duel of Detroit as you look at the unofficial results.
Newgarden has run an extremely impressive race. In fact, he's led the most laps, 111, and as the white flag comes out, Ryan Hunter-Reay has less than a mile to run.
Oh, and it looks like Newgarden is closed ever so slightly. He might have a shot with the traffic. No.
1 year ago was Ryan Hunter-Reay's last victory. RHR drives back to victory lane. Joseph Newgarden's not done with yet though. Watch that car in second place, the Blackmobile, the Hartman oil machine. He's got his eyes on Ryan Hunter-Reay, the guy who dominated the opening 50 laps of this race, may just cap it off by winning.
Stay high.
Crash. We got a crash somewhere. Another caution. Or is it just, it's Chavez. Problems with the Bauer and Wilkins machine.
Yep, coast it in here.
What a shame.
Another solid day for Montoya. He's got to be happy with that. Obviously would have liked to win, but when you beat out your guys you're racing in the championship and extend by 34 points, that's a big day.
Came in with a 9-point advantage and leaves with a 34-point advantage. That is a great day. Joseph Newgarden. How about this? The same two guys who finished first and second in Iowa finished first and second here. Newgarden in that runner-up spot and the points leader in third. He is amazing at 500-mile races, isn't he, Montoya? The way he just sits back, doesn't lose his patience, positions the car beautifully, does what he needs to do.
How about this? How about Hunter-Reay in 500-mile events? Some of the moves he makes, the aggression. That pass down the front straightaway on Chavez was so much like his pass at Indy for the win. It was breathtaking, daring.
Decisive.
Yeah, just great move.
maybe in a strange way, this race was destined to finish this way in the bizarre nature that the day has unfolded, the race has unfolded.
Hey, Lee.
Yes, Robin.
Yesterday, after practice, Ryan Hunter-Reay said it's the worst I've ever been blown off in practice or qualifying or anything. I don't think we have a chance against the Chevrolets.
No way. It will be a Honda going to victory lane, driven by Ryan Hunter-Reay. Andretti Autosport, Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Nice run today, Ryan. Awesome work. Way to stay with it all day, no matter what we were faced with. Really solid.
Win at Pocono. RHR wins the last 500-mile race of the year and the last oval of the year.
One more lap to go.
No, it's half a lap lead, clutch and coast, save fuel, clutch and coast.
Boy, I'm just thinking about Robbie Gordon running out of gas back in 1999.
There's Munoz in the blue and black car. He and Newgarden are going to race for second at the moment unless Rossi runs out of fuel. He's off of turn 2. He's half a lap to go.
Full throttle.
Message is you're now going too slow.
Got this, bring it home. He's down to 2. Hey, push.
He's done it. Checkered flag is in the air. A first-timer is going to win the 100th Indianapolis 500-mile race. California's Alexander Rossi to the checkered flag, and he's done it.
Checkered flag. You just won the Indy 500, baby. Oh, my God. Awesome job. Oh, my God.
He's won once in IndyCar Series competition. Former Formula One driver. Had one getaway a few years ago. Now he's going to see the white flag, and he's opened up a little bit of a gap on Castroneves. 1 lap to go in the Indy 500.
White flag. Keep hustling.
Castroneves tries to close, Sato tries to defend. 2 corners until the checkered flag.
Still clear by 2.
The one that got away comes back to him. Checkered flag is in the air, and the 101st Indianapolis 500 is won by Takuma Sato.
Tell you what, you couldn't have a race that has had more drama than this for a championship leader. So we thought it was going to rain the whole race. We've had a nice, clean, dry race from the start. And man, big drama show today for the Penske team.
Enormous.
And let's make sure we mention the job Ryan Hunter-Reay's done today. Don't forget, it was only 2 weeks ago that he had a 130G crash at Pocono. He still has to be suffering from that massive impact as we take the white flag lap here.
1 to go. That is all, less than 3.5 miles. And Alexander Rossi can get his first road course victory in Verizon IndyCar Series competition. He only has 1 win in IndyCar competition, but it's the biggest win you can have, the Indianapolis 500. What a day this has been, not only for Alexander Rossi and the Andretti Autosport team and the Napa 98 squad, because it hasn't all gone their way. They had those refueling issues, and Alexander had to come in off sequence very early in the stint. A caution came out, a really timely caution came out, which aided them, but nonetheless, he has had the speed all day long.
And Paul, I love how Alexander Rossi is finishing this lap with anger. He's not just coasting it in. He wants to prove the point. I belong at the front of this field everywhere we go.
Well, you can't afford to let up on the gas pedal. You can't back yourself up to a guy like Scott Dixon, because he will pounce no matter what lap it is. But a nice, clean finish to the race here for Alexander Rossi.
Alexander Rossi has woven together The perfect race today. It didn't look like it was going his way, but it is now. And the 25-year-old American gets his first road course win. Rossi wins at the Glen. How about that over Scott Dixon? 1 lap to go.
1 to go. Plenty of push to pass.
That's the voice of Rob Edwards, the strategist for Alexander Rossi at Andretti Autosport. What a weekend it has been for this man here.
And you know what I think speaks volumes about the IndyCar series, how competitive it is? As they run right now, you would have 5 different teams occupying the 5 top positions in the championship.
Fantastic.
We're in for a great season.
Third different winner in as many races in 2018, with Sebastian Bourdais winning in St. Petersburg. Last weekend, Joseph Newgarden with that pass for the win with just 2 laps to go, and now a dominant performance from Alexander Rossi. The kid who grew up right here in California, left and went to Europe as a teenager, actually lived in the Czech Republic before going to Europe in the UK. And here he gets one of the best wins of his career in his home state. The Long Beach Grand Prix 2018 belongs to Alexander Rossi. What a win!
Winner, winner. Good job. White flag. Still plenty of pace between you and Will. Don't need to do anything with Hinch here.
A year ago, Graham Rahal had as good a weekend as you could have in this unique doubleheader weekend at Belle Isle. He won both races. Well, Ryan Hunter-Reay finished second yesterday and is on track to win today. Next best thing, I guess.
Think of how many times that Ryan Hunter-Reay has been unlucky here in this last year or so. Getting very close, and obviously close to Indy a couple more times too, but getting knocked out one time in the pit lane with his teammate. I mean, always competitive. Maybe not the most lucky guy that there has been, but certainly one of the most competitive.
The one constant with Hunter-Reay is that he does not know how to give up. And he's blindingly fast when you give him a car as he wants it.
Just a few more corners to go. Remember when he won the Indianapolis 500 4 years ago? He said he was just a proud Florida boy. The trip back to Fort Lauderdale tonight is going to be a happy one because he's going to have his first trophy since 2015. Checkered flag, 17th career win. Ryan Hunter-Reay does it in Detroit.
Ryan, awesome, awesome. Unbelievable, those 2 middle stints.
Before we go and before we run out of time in this race, I want to pay credit to a former Formula One team owner and IndyCar team owner, a lovely man who passed away recently, Mo Nunn. Also Dave Mirage, Le Mans winning sports car team owner and ALMS sports car team owner, left us and passed away recently. And of course Sergio Marchionne, President and CEO of Ferrari, CEO of Fiat Chrysler. Really a lot of sadness in the racing world lately with some iconic figures. And our thoughts are with their respective families.
Ed Brown looking to get back on the lead lap.
Ed Brown or Ed Jones?
Or Ed Jones, sorry, looking to get back on the lead lap, and he does. Rossi easily lets him go by an extra lap.
So Jones, Rossi needs to soak this up. Look, round past the hill, all the fans. That's what it's about here at Mid-Ohio, grabbing a chair and a cooler and sitting on the hillside and watching some classic road racing at an amazing circuit. Qualifying on the pole yesterday meant so much to this guy. He doesn't show a lot of passion, but boy, did he yesterday, as Kevin told us earlier. And now, with his strategist, to win this in this such a dramatic way. How about that? Alexander Rossi.
Great job. Great job.
Victorious at Mid-Ohio. Rossi had that pole to victory lane win at Long Beach earlier this year. Absolutely dominated all day long. And he is the most recent winner after that fabulous race at Mid-Ohio where we saw so much passing. That hasn't been the case today, but it's still been plenty to chew on. 1 lap to go, 2.5 miles. And that's the voice of Rob Edwards, the Chief Operating Officer of Andretti Autosport, oversees all of Andretti's racing operation, and is the man in the ear of this guy here, Alexander Rossi.
Raindrops now finally coming onto the camera. We knew it was going to rain at some point, but what a day.
What a day. And he notches up another one at a different circuit, another victory at a different circuit. Alexander Rossi will spoil the willpower three-peat, but he gets another win. Rossi wins in Pocono. His third win on the season and fifth career win. And as far as the season is concerned, back-to-back, it's Mid-Ohio and Pocono for Rossi.
If I was Hunter-Reay with the gap he has now, I wouldn't even try to fight with these guys. Just ride behind the back.
One more lap of Sonoma Raceway. Just under 2.5 miles to complete the 2018 Verizon IndyCar Series season. One that has been memorable for so many reasons. In particular, this man, Scott Dixon, who has led for the last 8 rounds in a row. He's had 0 DNFs this season.
About 6 corners to go, and I'm sure Scott Dixon's looking in his mirror at a fiery willpower thinking, don't you dare get anywhere near the back of my car.
Portland 2 weeks ago, major off in the second corner. He was in the dirt. That was the championship winning drive of the year, I feel, that really saved this championship for him. And today he's just kind of been in the driver's seat and controlled his own destiny and done what he's needed to do to win this championship.
So Ryan Hunter-Reay is on target to win the race. Scott Dixon is on the verge of something truly special and significant. This real family man, father of 2 girls, is in his 304th race today. But something that hasn't been done in 51 years since A.J. Foyt did it, Scott Dixon is about to become a 5-time champion. Credit where credit's due. Ryan Hunter-Reay wins the Grand Prix of Sonoma, but we witness something that hasn't been done in more than half a century. Scott Dixon is a 5-time IndyCar champion.
Turn on the hot tub. One to go at Long Beach. 11 corners with an almost 20-second lead. What else do you need to do?
So last year, he dominated the majority of the sessions, including the Sunday warm-up. It wasn't like that this year. He kind of crept up on it throughout the practice sessions. He did lead the final practice session.
However,
and then qualifying was something else.
Qualifying was an absolute hammer drop on the field. Big margin over the rest of them. And the question is,
we got a race here.
Can Graham Rahal hold off the 5-time champion and former Long Beach winner?
Rahal's out of push to pass. Rahal is at 0.
Stay on this, because I think we're going to have a race down to the final corner for the podium spot right here.
No push to pass versus 22 seconds push to pass for Dixon.
But Rahal was smart. He doesn't really need push to pass except for this back straight, which is pretty short. So if you're going to end up with 0, oh, Rahal locked his right front.
Meanwhile, the checkered flag is out. The Acura
Winner,
Grand Prix of Long
Great
Beach
job.
Oh, big block.
is won by Alexander Rossi, and here comes Scott Dixon.
Look at how loose he is. Look at even Dixon, super loose. He's got pickup on the right front as well, but he gets a nice little run.
Watch him hang on here.
White flag is already been shown.
That's so loose he can barely turn the steering wheel. But let's see down at Canada corner. Does Colton's car, does the rear slide away on him?
Rossi so far ahead. The white flag has already been shown to the race leader.
Dixon just has to stay close. He has a massive advantage on this last lap because of the 2 long straightaways and 13 seconds of push to pass. What does his teammate Rosenquist do? Here comes Dixon.
Wide. He's way wide, Herta. He
Yes,
missed
no
the
push to
apex.
pass.
Here we go.
6 seconds.
This should be
Last
easy
lap.
for
One
Dixon.
more
He should
lap.
blow right by.
Outside
Hang
the
on,
turn
dude.
1.
You're doing great.
There we go.
Oh, he's going to come back on him. He got so loose. Dixon hangs on.
Oh, Herta's got nothing.
Look at sideways again. Rosenquist is going to dive.
What happened there is Herta went up the driver's right, and there's so much debris and used rubber that his tires have tons of pickup now.
Hinchcliffe might get a couple positions back here if these guys crash into each other.
Rosenquist side by side now with Herta. He was growing frustrated and got held up there.
Herta's good on the brakes, but
Easy.
he's locked up. He's going to run way wide.
So does Rosenquist. Look at Herta's tires are still filthy from that turn 1 incident.
While we enjoy this, get ready. The race leader's coming to the checkered flag. He's so far out in front. Alexander Rossi, here he is, final 2 turns, climbs the hill one last time. This has been something special. We told you right in the pre-race show, this young American star was sick of finishing second. There's no way he's second today. He wins at Road America. Alexander Rossi victorious in Wisconsin.
Excellent, thanks.
9th different winner in 9 years.
So I think, Paul, one of the reasons to be encouraged for Andretti is they've done this performance today on pure pace, and the way that Herta, Rossi, and Hunter-Reay, the consistency over the tire stint as the white flag comes out, the way that Herta's been able to manage the reds. We haven't seen any big slides or big moments with 28 laps on the tires. That's really encouraging. With 3 more races to go, all of them road courses, 2 at Indy and 1 on the streets at St. Pete.
He's really done a masterful job today of maintaining the tire, maintaining the
You're all
gap.
good. Keep pushing hard.
And he's on the home stretch now.
When he was a youngster in go-karts, he was watching kids who were getting into cars. And he said to his dad, Brian, he said, "Dad, I'd like to get into cars." Brian said, "If you get straight A's at school, you can go into cars at a young age." He came back with straight A's. Brian kind of threatened that because he didn't think he was going to come home with straight A's. He did. So he's got into cars at a very young age. He became the youngest ever winner in IndyCar history a year ago at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. This guy is going to be around for a long, long time, and he's handled it. He's shown his maturity in this race in just his 2nd season in IndyCars. He's in the top 5 in the championship, and just like Will Power yesterday, Colton Herta is now a winner at Mid-Ohio.
That was sweet.
That was sweet.
Nice job, guys.
Wow, like father, like son. He certainly drives a lot like his dad, Brian. Silky smooth, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so push to pass now. He's going to try to lay down some fast laps now, bringing it home on the last lap, ensure that he's going to maybe go for fast lap of the race.
1 lap to go, less than 1.8 miles on what has been a spectacular day for Colton Herta.
Goes through the tight section of the track here, Lee. Nothing but concrete around you, but he's got such a nice gap, and once again, smooth, deliberate. Oh, maybe that's a little bit for show. That's the most we've seen all day.
I think he's on push to pass again. He's only a 10th off the fastest lap of the race, so I think he's going to try to go for that too and really put a cap on the weekend.
What a day. What a day. He told us a week ago, just get me to St. Pete. I want to get out of here now after that opening lap crash at Barber. Well, he has come back. He has responded emphatically. Colton Herta will win his very first street course race. Colton Herta at the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete sees that checkered flag first.
P1, baby. Good job.
Mario Andretti there to congratulate Brian. So the father and son now have 4 career victories together. Points as they run right now. If you look at the bottom left of your screen, Scott Dixon, Marcus Ericsson would be eliminated from the 2021 NTT IndyCar Series Championship with a chance to win it, I should say. Top 3 will stay there. Palou, Award, Newgarden go to the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach with a chance to win, with obviously the balance of power being with Alex Palou. 1 more lap to go, 2.2 miles for Colton Herta.
No mistakes here. He's dominated pretty much the whole weekend, T-Bell. I mean, he's just fast in every practice, on the pole, led every lap but 2.
Did have that big crash, I remember that, on Friday. No damage to the car, but it was a lucky escape. It was a frightening crash at turn 9 at Rainy Curve.
So Grosjean still closes. He's had Palou in his sights, but still a little under 2 seconds back.
So we told you the story about Alex Palou when he wins, he eats fried chicken. For Colton Herta, when he was a youngster growing up here in California, when he was on the way home from the go-kart track, he would stop for tacos with his mum and dad. That was his reward if he won. So there might be tacos on the line tonight.
He also wasn't 21 at the time.
That's right.
He's 21 now.
This has been remarkable. What a performance from Colton Herta. He was never lower, as Paul said, than second in any session. He put it on the NTT P1 pole position yesterday. And we say quite often about the history of this place. It's 25 years ago that Alex Zanardi put the move on his dad, but then his dad came back to win 2 times. Well, right now here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, this is Herta's house, and Colton Herta is now a 2-time winner.
Victory circle, great job.
There's Dad Brian celebrating with Alfonso Ribeiro. And he goes back-to-back, 2019, 2021, Colton Herta, your race winner. And he now surpasses his father with 5 career
Great job,
victories.
way to manage it.
He's got to make it happen in the fountain section in turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right there, look at this car just pull away down the straightaway.
1 to go.
Feels good.
But then in the brake zone, T-Bell, he's just going to close right up.
Yeah, if he can get close through the fountain and back on out of turn 6, then I think he'll have a shot. But Colton has just done a masterful job to hang on to the back end of his race car and just manage that wheel spin we heard earlier.
Worldwide this year, your comments, your enthusiasm, your passion about the NTT IndyCar season have been noticed. This series is alive and the competition is fantastic. And we have noticed, the series notices. We're glad that you love it. Wherever you're watching from around the world, these guys are incredible. No matter whether it's a street circuit, a road course, a super speedway, or a small oval, it's fantastic, and there's more to come in 2022, where you can fully expect the driver of the Gainbridge Honda, Colton Herta, to be vying for a championship. This will be his 6th career win, and he gets to do it in Southern California, where he grew up. Out of the hairpin for the final time, Colton Herta will have the last say of 2021. Herta wins again for the first time at Long Beach. This is the biggest test in the wet for the aero screen that was implemented a couple of years ago, and the visibility has seemingly been okay. That's Montoya. Montoya is out of the race after such a positive run.
Guys, this is going to bring out a caution and end this race. That is it. Colton Herta.
That's turn 14 for Montoya.
It's turn 12. I don't know if through turn 11 maybe he either got together with someone, caught a snap, went up on the wall, but caution is out, 1.5 minutes to go.
And that is the first look of calm and assuredness out of Brian Herta all day. Brian Herta knows that this is the break they've needed.
But we've seen how tricky these conditions are even under safety car, Johnson. So if no other time, I wouldn't be counting my chickens just yet.
I wonder how it all went wrong for Montoya. Well, he was part of that cluster of cars that was going back and forth, lots of contact, lots of wheel dropping, left rear's torn up, left front is torn up.
I gotta think maybe had an issue through the turn 11, the long sweeping right-hander there, because I think he made contact. Yeah, I think he just lost it through that long sweeping left or right-hander, and collected the wall. Heavy damage to that car.
What a shame. He was having such a brilliant run to be well and truly inside the top 10. So white flag is being ready to be displayed to Colton Herta, and appropriately so. He has led 48 laps of this race today, the most by a long shot.
Before the race started with the tricky conditions, our friend Marco Andretti, he texted 3 of us and said, first guy to slicks is going to win. First guy to slicks was Colton Herta, got him up to the front, and he held on to it, did everything that he had to do to put himself in this position. But what a drive from Simon Pagenaud, guys.
20th to 2nd, Will Power, pole position to 3rd. Marcus Ericsson had a very eventful day, as we mentioned. For Connor Daly, that's going to be his first top 5 in some 5 years. That is an awesome result for him. For Felix Rosenquist, had a damaged and stalled car down in turn 1. That's a good comeback. So too Sato. Callum Ilott will score a top 10. And then how about Christian Lundgaard for Rahal Letterman-Lanigan getting a top 10?
Terrific result for Ilott and Lundgaard. The rookies, they started next to each other on row 4. They survived potentially the most difficult IndyCar race ever. And then Scott Dixon doing what Scott Dixon does, managing to just somehow eke out a top 10 when it seemed like everything was going against him. Ran out of fuel at one point, horrible qualifying, started at the back. Dixon once again grabbing what he can and getting on down the road.
And even Alexander Rossi, after all of that up and down, thought maybe he was going to cycle to the front, had to pit, went a lap down, involved in that off.
when one car went around in front of him. Still going to pull off 11th. Not the result he wanted, but could have been a lot worse.
And guys, Mr. Temperament, Mr. Keeping My Emotions in Check, Will Power, will now go third, fourth, third to lead this championship for the first time in 2022, heading into the double points paying Indianapolis 500.
It is a renaissance Will Power. He is a reinvented racing driver in this offseason. The temperament difference with Power is spectacular, and he's been content with getting a solid finish, keeping it on the racetrack, running all the laps, and now he finds himself with a 16-point lead.
Great team effort, even though there were high emotions and some doubts. But
I think this is my most fun win ever. Let's bring it home, buddy.
Bring it home. The 22-year-old Californian, Colton Herta, wins the GMR Grand Prix to the delight of the Andretti Autosport crew.
This car has been going just fine as Alexander Rossi takes the white flag, guys. 1 lap to go.
And for Christian Lundgaard, one more lap for his first IndyCar podium. His previous best finish, 8th at Toronto. He's finished 9th here before, but this is a huge improvement for a career best for a young driver out of Europe who came here with so much potential and is half a lap from realizing it.
And it's been trending the right way for Lundgaard because 3 top 10s in the last 5 races for the Danish driver. But it's an all stars and stripes affair up front in this Napa Auto Parts Auto Nation Honda for Alexander Rossi.
And let me just tell you, if you are thinking of sending Alexander Rossi a congratulatory text message if he brings this home,
he won't respond.
Don't bother doing it. He will not open it. He will not read it. He will not respond.
Alexander Rossi is driving his way to victory lane. He will become the 8th different winner this year with still 4 races to go. Remember, Nashville next weekend. Cannot wait for that. But let's celebrate this moment, because one of the sport's frontrunners has had lean times over the past 3 years. Not anymore. Alexander Rossi ends a 3-year drought and is an IndyCar race winner again. The first time at the Brickyard on the road course. He's won on the big track at the big race, the Indianapolis 500. Rossi is now a winner on the Brickyard road course.
You don't see him going crazy in the cockpit. What I see is exhale, relief.
Great job, boys. Great job.
What a great feeling for Kyle Kirkwood.
You're good to the finish here, bud.
1 to go. Get to the finish, bud. You got less than 2 miles, Kyle Kirkwood, before you're an IndyCar race winner.
And to
get hard as you want.
To get your first one here, he's been told he can go as hard as he wants. This is essentially one of the majors of open wheel racing.
Oh, yeah.
The Grand Prix of Long Beach. This will mean so much to this young driver. Alexander Rossi, it looks like, down in the tires.
That's terrible for Rossi, who was having a really good race.
That's down in turn 9, I believe. That's very unfortunate. He was running comfortably in the top 10.
He was in the top 10, and that was going to bode well for his points haul as well in the NTT Data Arrow McLaren Chevy. What a shame. Last time up the back straight for Kyle Kirkwood. One of the most celebrated road to Indy drivers because of his phenomenal winning record. He had to answer a lot of uncomfortable questions last year in his rookie year. It didn't pan out the way that he had hoped, but the famous Andretti name with a young American behind the wheel, Kyle Kirkwood, is your latest IndyCar race winner. He wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Let's go, Ryan! Yeah! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, guys. Amazing job, amazing job.
Here's the white flag. 1 to go, 2.1 miles. Can Kyle Kirkwood do it?
McLaughlin appears to be closing. He's responded to that pressure from Palou. He's got his head down. He does not want to finish second 2 years in a row. Now Newgarden seems to be finding some pace further back, closing a bit on Palou.
That distance between first and second was as much as 2.5 seconds after the restart. It's down to less than a second. Here comes Scotty Mack. This is not over yet. Palou hanging in there. Back-to-back podiums in as many races. The second race at Iowa and here in Nashville. That's going to help sustain an 80-plus point championship lead.
Last time over the bridge out of 8, Kyle Kirkwood up through the gears. just really call it 3 corners to go, 3 left-handers. You got to nail the brake zone, hit your apex, and if you're Scott McLaughlin, you're thinking, no, not 2 years in a row.
Well, the first 2 races here in the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix have been won by Chip Ganassi Racing. It's going to be a different team winning this year. Andretti Autosport at the front, Andretti Autosport in control. McLaughlin saying this is history repeating. I can't believe it, because he's looking at the back of Kyle Kirkwood, who wins in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville hot chicken dinner, buddy. Good job.
Kirkwood.
White flag for Colton Herta. Under 2 miles to go to get back to victory lane for the first time in more than 2 years. Last great passing opportunity is here. Kirkwood not close enough to challenge. Is anyone else a little further back? Not up front. VK and Grosjean might mix it up back there for 8th.
Yeah, VK got around Roman Grosjean, I believe, down in turn 1. But Colton Herta doing everything right all 3 days of the weekend.
Michael Andretti won here 7 times, more than anyone else. Has won once as a car owner, has not had a win this entire season. They've been quick, especially on street races. Today in Toronto and this weekend, they put it all together. Colton Herta dominates the weekend, leads every session for the first time in IndyCar history, and Herta has won for the first time in over 2 years. It is looking more and more likely with 2 to go that Colton Herta will get a win in his hometown and a win on an oval for the first time in his IndyCar career.
He's the youngest that's ever won an IndyCar race before. He was 18 years old. The last 2 seasons, though, have been massively disappointing for Colton Herta. He won a race in 22, nothing last year, 10th in the championship each of the last 2 years, and where he's at right now, Colton Herta would finish 2nd in the championship. We'll keep an eye on Alex Palou. Alex Palou is going to become the 2nd youngest 3-time champion ever. Only Sam Hornish Jr. has been younger to win a 3rd championship. He's not going to win his first oval race, but once again, he's done what he has to do. And Colton Herta, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, has now conquered an oval for the first time. Herta wins the season finale in Nashville. Finishes 2nd in the championship.
And think about this, just behind Scott Dixon, that green, white, and black car, Stingray Robb. Look at the names that Stingray Robb is hanging on to. Easily, I think, the best drive of his IndyCar career. You've got multiple champions and race winners just ahead of you, and Kiffin Simpson on pace for his best ever career IndyCar finish. Good stuff from the young guns.
And I like that these two are that close and battling each other. There's a lot of pride on the line here. 2 young drivers, both with a year of experience in the IndyCar series, both on course for career best or matching best finishes. Good heart on board here from Stingray Robb. Shows the gap to those champions in front.
And I tell you, the pace that Stingray's running right now, if this race was 5 laps longer, he'd have a chance of finishing 8th, 7th, 6th, maybe even 5th. He's coming. He's a half a second, 3/4 of a second a lap faster than those guys.
1 lap to go. Look at the number of push-to-pass seconds that Kyle Kirkwood is going to take with him, although you can't take him anywhere.
Kyle Kirkwood told me in the lead up to this season how much he had worked on himself, on his body, on his mind over the winter. He was so unhappy not taking home a victory in 2024. He said that was the first thing that he wanted to correct this season. The second was consistency. He has had that for the opening 3 weekends, and here in Long Beach, he has been dominant and crushingly perfect. From pole position to the checkered flag, Kyle Kirkwood wins in Long Beach. As Kirkwood with that damaged front wing, 1 lap to go, it will be across the line.
There's the white flag. The next flag he sees will be the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag. What a day he has had, but it is not over. Not by a long shot in the fight for the podium places. Power and Herta over third, and look at the exit for Will Power now. He needs a good exit. He has a little slide. He will have to use his push to pass. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Draining it on the straight. Will Power will have a look at Colton Herta, who will keep it on the inside. Braid as late as he dares, and Power finds no way through. Herta's defense is storm. It's so hard to pick your breaking point from Colton Herta's position on the inside. You know that Will's behind with that push to pass, but a great job from the driver of the 26. The last All-American top 3 in IndyCar was back in the year 2020. We're going to have one here today. But what about this man? Kyle Kirkwood is the king of the streets.
Checkered flag, winner, winner. Thank you. Awesome strategy, awesome pit stop, man. We had to work for that
one. White flag. 1 lap to go until we see the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag, and Kyle Kirkwood leads the way. The man who, other than Alex Palou, is the only driver to have won races this season.
Here comes Rasmussen. Here he comes.
Street tracks as Rasmussen does take a look at O'Ward, but O'Ward gets to the inside of Kiffin Simpson. It will be Kyle Kirkwood, who has only ever won on the streets.
Baby, let's go,
no more. He is an oval winner. Kyle Kirkwood wins again. A phenomenal drive.